Thomas the Tank Engine was feeling very happy. His blue coat shone in the sun, he was right on time, and all around his branch line the countryside seemed prettier than ever before. Beep, beep. Good morning, Percy, he whistled. My branch line is the pride of the line, wouldn't you agree? Yes, Thomas, of course, but what, Percy? Out with it. Well, there is another engine with a famous branch line too. Who? Where? Exclaimed Thomas anxiously. His name's Stepney. He's far away, but the Fat Controller says he may visit us. When? Oh, someday. And Percy hurried away. Meanwhile, Stepney was puffing purposefully along his line. It runs through fields and forests, but isn't very long, which made him feel a little sad. Later, he saw Rusty. The little diesel had helped save Stepney from scrap. Everyone's been so kind, but my railway is so short, and I do miss a good long run. I think you should tell Driver too, replied Rusty. I'm sure he'll understand. Stepney soon discovered that indeed he did. Do you know, Stepney, I feel just the same way. That evening, Stepney's driver had exciting news. Guess what, Stepney? The Fat Controller has invited us to visit the other engines on his railway. Manager agreed. It'll be a really long run to get there. Oh, thank you, sighed Stepney. They set off next morning. By now, all the other engines were talking about Stepney. He runs a famous branch line. Did you know that? Said Percy. Thomas was feeling a little jealous. It may be famous, but my branch is first on the line. Everyone knows that, too. And he huffed away to fetch his coaches. The bluebells are coming, oh-ho, oh-ho. The bluebells are coming, oh-ho. If you must sing, Percy, grumbled Douglas. Can't you sing in tune? Anyway, your song's about Campbell's, and mine's about bluebells. Then it's daft. Bluebells are flowers. Flowers can't come, they grow. My song isn't daft. Percy was indignant. It is then. I can't find about bluebells. We've a song called The Bluebells of Scotland. But, said Percy triumphantly, the bluebells of England are different. They're engines, and one of them's coming with his controller. Didn't you listen, he went on severely, to the Fat Controller telling us about it? I was away. Oh dear, I couldn't understand it all, but engines on the other railway aren't safe now. Their controllers are cruel. They don't like engines anymore. They put them on cold, damp sidings, and then... Percy nearly sobbed. They cut them up. You're right there, agreed Douglas. If I hadn't escaped, I'd have been cut up too. It's all because of young diesels. They're all devils, he added fiercely. Fair play, Douglas, reminded Percy. Some are nice. Look at Rusty and Daisy. Maybe so, answered Douglas. I'd never trust one myself, but what I cannot understand is all your blether about bluebells. The bluebells are kind people who want to save engines. They've made a place in England called the Bluebell Railway. Engines can escape there and be safe. Like me running away here? Yes, Percy went on. Just like that. If they are old or ill, a fitter makes them well. They can have their own special colours, all the coal and water they need, and pull trains too. Ah, that's braw hearing, said Douglas with feeling. The Fat Controller says Stepney was the first engine to escape there, so he's asked him to visit us and bring his controller. But, objected Douglas, how about young diesels? Mightn't they catch him on the way? We thought so too, said Percy, but the Fat Controller says there's no danger of that. Stepney's a match for any diesel. Besides, his controller will take care of him. He's a brave engine for all that, said Douglas admiringly. Fancy fighting his way through all those diesels just to see us. Look, squeaked Percy, the station's crowded. Sully, how can I look unless there be a corkscrew? What if they all come? There's no train. But Percy was wrong. The signal dropped, and from far away an engine whistled. A gleam of yellow shone through the bridge girders. Here he comes, yelled Douglas. Poop, poop, peep, peep. The two engines whistled excitedly in welcome. Peep, peep, replied Stepney, as with passengers and people waving and cheering, he puffed proudly through the junction on the last stage of his long journey. So I tried very hard, but I couldn't work properly, and they put me on a siding. I stayed there for days and days. Other engines were there too. I was afraid. I'd have been frightened too, said Edward. But then some workmen came. They mended me and even gave me a coat of paint. I couldn't understand it till my driver came. He was very pleased. Stepney, you lucky old engine, he said. You've been saved. The Bluebell Railway has bought you. What a lovely surprise, smiled Edward. Have they saved other engines beside you? He asked. Oh, yes, answered Stepney. You like our Bluebell and Primrose. They're twins, he chuckled, and as like as two peas. They only had numbers at first. Bluebell is 323 and Primrose is 27. They were very pleased when our controller gave them names. Some say he was wrong to do it. It certainly made them cocky, but they do work hard, and I think our controller was right. All engines ought to have names. Yes, agreed Edward. It's most important. That's why, Stepney continued, we've given names to our 488 and 2650. And our controller doesn't know. It's a secret. Don't tell him, will you? Of course not, smiled Edward. They are both very pleased about it because now they feel part of the family. We call 488 Adams, after his designer, you know. He's a lovely engine, a southwestern from Devon. He can stroll away with any load he's given. Cromford, whose 2650 has been pulling trucks up high peaks in Derbyshire. He's tough as Cromford. He had to be for that job. Captain Baxter's tough too, Stepney went on. But he's worked in a quarry, and you know what that does to an engine's languages and manners. I do indeed, said Edward gravely. He's a good sort, really, said Stepney. I like him. We both miss our work with trucks. He paused. I oughtn't to say this, he went on, after everyone's been so kind, but our line is very short, and I never get any good runs now. I miss them dreadfully. Never mind, smiled Edward. Perhaps you'll get some while you're here. Stepney said goodbye to Edward, and then returned to the station. No shop coaches in the yards, and they worked happily together all afternoon. At last, Thomas arrived. Sorry, can't talk. It's time for my last branch line train. Mustn't be late. He was hardly out of sight when the engines heard shouting at the station. Moments later came the alarm. Stop all trains! The signal man answered the telephone. A special, is it? I see. Thomas was impatient. Why are we waiting? My passengers are being delayed. Sorry, Thomas, said his driver. We're being shunted to allow another train to pass. Soon, they heard an unfamiliar puffing sound. There was Stepney with headlamps swaying and whistle blowing. He gathered speed and disappeared. Well, but my boiler, said Thomas the Tank Engine. Next morning, Thomas was still fuming. Shunted, and on my own branch too. It's a disgrace. I'm sorry, said Stepney. I was a special. Why? An important passenger arrived just as you left. He ordered a special train and Duck let me take it. We had a splendid run, but, finished Thomas kindly, it can make an engine nervous not to know the line. Exactly, said Stepney. You're such an expert. This made Thomas feel much better. He couldn't be cross anymore and instead began telling Stepney all about his branch line.